Hello everybody, this is Tazilon from the North American server, and with this YouTube, the Lighthouse Scout Tank Hall of Fame is officially open. For those of you familiar with my old Pro Scout website, the Hall of Fame's a familiar thing. The Lighthouse version is going to be very similar with some minor tweaks to the scoring system. For those of you unfamiliar with the Pro Scout site and with the Lighthouse is a website dedicated just to Scout tanks, and I've just reopened the Hall of Fame for it. You can see the rules and guidelines for submission, because the Hall of Fame's open to everybody who drives Scout tanks, at the Lighthouse website. It's www.tazilon.net. Then go to the Hall of Fame page and then the rules page, and it outlines everything you need to do to make a submission to the Hall of Fame, as well as displaying the qualifying scores that you need to meet in order to get into the Hall. Real simply, just getting an ace mission doesn't even come close to getting you into the Hall of Fame. All the qualifying scores are going to be well above what you're going to need just to have an ace mastery battle. So what we're looking to do is to build up a big library of some of the very best scout missions in each tank to use as a learning resource for people learning how to scout, or perhaps learning a new scout tank that they're not familiar with. And we just want to call the best of the best replays and put them in the Hall of Fame. The way we do it, and I'll use this battle as an example because it's kind of a really good example for it. For the VK2801 at the moment, the minimum qualifying score is 1600 basic XP or 2400 premium XP. It doesn't matter which you use. The website lists the XP required as both basic and premium. So it doesn't matter whether you're a premium user or not, you can see what score you need. And this is non-bonus XP. 2-buy and 3-buy and 5-buy and all that kind of stuff doesn't count. The only bonus that qualifies is if you lose the fight but qualify for courageous resistance, then you use the score that includes the courageous resistance bonus. And in order to rank the battles within the Hall of Fame, we modify them a little bit. We add bonuses to them based on the medals that you earned and whether you survived the fight or not, and that's all outlined on the website. In this case, in this battle, I got Bruiser, Fire for Effect, Spotter, High Caliber, and Top Gun, plus I survived the fight. So I got 5 points for the minor medals apiece. So that's an additional 15 points. I got 20 points for each epic, or for each battle hero medal, and I got 10 points for surviving the fight. So when I add them all together, my Hall of Fame battle score ends up being 2,465. And as we add more and more missions to it, when you submit a battle, I calculate the battle score and then I place you in the Hall of Fame based on the battle scores. So if you end up getting a VK2801 mission that would end up being 2,470 battle score, then you would move into first place and I would drop to second. On the website, we will constantly show the top 25 scores which have been submitted, and on the YouTube site there will be a playlist for each particular tank, and it will show all the missions that have ever made it into the Hall of Fame. So once we get past, say, the first 25 2801 missions, and the scores keep going up higher and higher, maybe my mission will end up getting bumped out of the top 25, that YouTube will still remain on the YouTube site. So eventually we'll end up with hundreds of YouTube showing some of the very best scout battles, and hopefully it's going to be able to help new scout drivers learn how to play better, because one thing this game definitely needs is better scouts. So let's get on to this mission. see what happened to get me into the Hall of Fame. We have 1 scout apiece and 2 arty apiece. They have a pretty good mix of other tanks, whereas we're mostly got TDs, which isn't really ideal for playing assault offense. You'd rather have all those TDs on defense, but this is what we got dealt, so we got to deal with it. And I'm going to go up here to the donut initially, as I normally do, because it's so highly effective on this map. And I move up here and I basically move up here initially to see if there's any enemy lights or mediums moving across the map to try to come up the ramp here. And then as soon as I ascertain where the enemy scouts are, I'll usually dive across the middle and try to spot in the middle ramp and let people snipe over there. It's a technique and it's an approach to this map that has been extremely effective for me throughout the years. If anybody was coming across the middle, I'd see them at the same time. If I went charging across the middle right away and they have people set up to spot the middle, then I get caught out in the middle of the swamp, and that's just a bad situation for scouts. Our T-29 started to go to the South Hill, and now he's coming back to the middle. I see that the MT-25 is over on the South Hill, so I'm going to make a dash across the middle right away. There's the T-34 over there, so I'm going to have to slow down a little bit. I need to get him to retreat or killed before I move on, because he's going to light me up. I lose my spot on him, so I'll move back up. Our biggest tank, the T-29, is coming up to the donut to snipe, which is really not an ideal situation. I'm kind of worried about it. I'm hoping he moves on. Although the way the fight unfolds, it actually helps me out, because that leaves a lot of damage on the table for me to gobble up, and I take advantage of it. So the T-34 he's been backed off the ridge there. I'm going to move up to the middle and see what I can see real quick. I have heat loaded in case I have to shoot the T-34, because against T-34s, heat's more effective than HE on this tank. And here comes the MT-25. And I put a big hit on him. I'm going to pull back up and see if I can hit the M12. I'm going to switch back to HE when I do. Shoot right over top him. I'll pull up a little more, get a better aim in on him this time. And he's going to poof. And now a T-67's pulling up there to my right. I have the perfect ammo loaded for him. Heat's more effective than, HE's more effective than heat, so I'll see if I can one-shot him as well. Bam! Ah, there's the T-34. He gets a shot in on me. I'm going back down. Switching back to heat for him. Still begging the T-29 to go fight instead of sitting up there sniping. It's like, we have a lead in the fight, mostly because I'm killing a bunch of people in the middle, but it would be a lot better if that T-29 went out and engaged somebody instead of trying to snipe. I don't know if there's any targets left he's going to be able to shoot at. KV-1 over there. I'm going to come up and see if I can find the other artillery back here, and then I'll go deal with the KV-1. I'm switching over to HE to shoot the arty because it's much more effective. Bam! Kill number 4. And we got 4 tanks moving in on the KV-1. I don't see anybody else over there. There probably is, but I want to come over and get a quick look this way and see if I come in behind anybody that's supporting the South Hill. And there's the 25-2. He's looking my way, so I'm going to fire and back out right away. Go over to the KV-1 and see what's sitting over on that side. So far, only the KV-1's showing up, but I can't. It just doesn't seem right that he'd be the only one over there. I'm expecting to find 1 or 2 other tanks. Hopefully I can come in behind him and surprise him. I have heat loaded to shoot at the KV-1, and then I see the Archer, which isn't ideal. HE is better for him. If I had had HE loaded, I would have had a one-shot kill on him. That's okay. There's the AT-7. He's pointed at me, so I'm going to have to turn around and back off here. Oh, maybe he's not pointed at me. It's hard to tell at that angle. I'm worried about the T-25/2 coming in behind me. So far he hasn't shown that he's going to, but if he was smart, he would certainly be heading this way. Now I'm going to come in and fire into the flank of the AT-7. I'm going to switch back to HE for him because that's more effective. So as I go around the rocks, I'm reloading the ammo that I want. And hopefully I'll come up here and get a shot in his side or back. Yeah, I'm going to get to shoot and position myself to his rear, and he's going to disappear in 2 shots. There's my 5th kill, just the T-25/2 left, so I'm going to pull back here in the middle and see where he's at. I'm expecting him to be farther off, but there he is, and he's waiting on me. He could have messed my day up if he would have come after me right away, but he didn't. I shoot high, he takes damage. I'm pulling back out from behind the rock now that I'm loaded. He fires a shot at me, and I kill him. So there's the battle. I end up with 2,400 XP, 8 spots, 1,633 spotting damage, 6 kills, 2,441 damage, and as I already said, Top Gun, High Caliber, Bruiser, Fire for Effects, Spotter, and I survived the fight. So at the moment, it puts me into position number 1. Rest assured, it won't be too long before that gets knocked down, and probably several months it'll disappear from the posted Hall of Fame, but remain in the YouTubes because there'll be a lot of VK drivers that can beat that score. But it's good to break the ice and get the Hall of Fame open again. So go to the webpage, www.tazilon.net, and then to the Hall of Fame, and then rules, and that'll give you all the information you need, including my email address, to get your own submissions. And look forward to seeing the emails to start coming in. As I said, the previous Hall had literally hundreds of battles in it from over 200 different drivers. So let's get that started again. Happy hunting.